Hey crafty family, it's me. And I am here to show you some cool things, which I already did because I've recorded this video already over an hour. And because I'm using the freaking webcam instead of my crappy camera, I was using the webcam to save me from having to get up and get down and get new batteries and empty it off, because that camera does not handle shooting any videos that are longer than a few minutes before it'll shut off or need a new battery or whatever. So I thought, okay, you know, everybody said that using my webcam it sounds fine and it looks fine, so I'll use the webcam. I personally don't like to use the webcam to record my actual videos with, because I notice a difference and I get better zoom and better like close-ups with my other camera. So for filming actual videos, I like to use that better. But until I can buy a camera that can handle recording for up to and over an hour without stopping, without battery changes, without all kinds of the, stuff I go through, I kind of either have to deal with the fact that I can only record for a certain amount of time, and then I gotta stop, and it's very hard to stop when you're in the middle of teaching a class. Basically, when I'm trying to teach people how to do things, and I have to stop my entire train of thought to get another battery and then make sure another one is charged, because I do have a couple batteries for it, but it's just frustrating because I tend to lose my train of thought really easy. So I get so annoyed with that process of having to stop, set alarms, because I still have to set alarms like I did back in the day. It's just back in the day I had to set it for every 10 minutes, and now I have to set it for every 28 minutes. That's as long as I can record. So it's frustrating. However, with the webcam, I can record as long as I want, which is great, but the quality isn't as good. So it's like a catch-22 no matter what I do. And they don't, apparently, I don't know whether they do or not, but I can't find a camera that will record for longer than 20 or 30 minutes and then have to shut off and turn it back on again, or the battery will only last for like a half hour, 45 minutes and have to be replaced. I can't seem to find a camera that does that, and it's very frustrating when you're trying to teach. I'm sure there are other YouTubers out there that know what I'm talking about, and then a lot of people use their webcams to shoot their video on, which I got spoiled with the quality of my other camera. But anyway, I have just rambled on for I don't know how long, and I'm not showing you anything yet. So I just was venting because I'm so annoyed with the fact that I shot the video and forgot to unclick the mute button, and so I shot an entire hour and something video, and it is now useless because it has no sound. That is one of the other drawbacks of using the webcam to record with. It is set for however I left it last, and whenever I leave my live streams, I shut off the sound on my camera just in case the sound is picking up when I'm done filming, and it has my little outro on my live streams for a few seconds. So yeah, no matter if I shut off the program or turn it back on, it still has that, and I didn't click it, so it's my own damn fault. But it's just frustrating. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. You want to just throw things against a wall, because why can't things it's 2017. Can we have some technology where I don't have to change my battery every 10 minutes and turn off my camera and turn it back on again to get it to record for more than 20 minutes? Really, it's 2017. They have drones, for crying out loud, that fly in the sky and take HD video, but yet I can't take a video here on the ground for longer than 28 minutes. Figure that out. Don't know. Anyway, last video I made these cute, adorable little scrap fabric hearts. Before I made these, initially, before I made that video, I went on YouTube and I searched to see if anybody else had already done this, and no, they have not. However, in my searching, I came across two people that did something else that I was excited to do, but I wanted to do the hearts first. Now that I'm done with the hearts, I want to show you these scrap fabric things. I don't know what they're called. I'm calling them boho scrap fabric strips. And basically what it is fabric scraps that are glued to, now don't mind this is just my stitching that I did afterwards. But anyway, this piece of paper, I glued fabric to it. And then I stitched. You don't have to stitch, that's completely optional. I did because I have a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you don't stitch. It's plain and simple. You don't have to do it. What you can do is take some like hemp or whatever, and you can like glue a piece of hemp or some lace or some small thin trims, or just do this and glue some lace down the center, which I've sewn this lace on, but you can glue it. And I also did some stitching. Look, you can see where I did the stitching better on the back. But what's cool is I discovered that my sewing machine does this really cool little vine pattern, and it usually would go straight, but I did it so that it would do this winding thing, which I thought was cool. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I did these, and also I'm going to show you how I inadvertently came up with a really cute heart, another heart thing, which is a patchwork heart. These cute little patchwork hearts were an accident that I found as I was trimming all the little bits off the sides. I had a bunch of little square bits and different shapes left, so I ended up making these patchworks. So we're going to do both of these right now. I'm going to show you how I did these. You can do them in this style where you kind of color coordinate. I did pink and purples because those are my favorites. So it's kind of like a shabby chic-esque. It's not exactly shabby chic, but it's like very feminine and pink and pretty. And this one is very boho, just random, grabbed whatever was in front of me style, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite things to do because even though I love pink and purple and all that, I love this mixed fabric stuff. So before we go any further, I want to explain what you can do with this, because some people I know are going to be like, well, what the hell do you do with that? I know that's the question. That's the burning question that everybody always asks. And let me show you what you can do with it. So, first of all, very plain and simple, if you have like let's say this journal was plain and it didn't already have like a pretty cover, you can like put this on the cover. You can use it to like wrap around your journal, and you know, let's pretend this beads aren't there, and like that can be like a cool decorative element. Sorry for the noise. You can use it like to adorn a page that you might have in your journal. You can take a photo. Thought I had one over here. What do I do with it? I had a photo over here. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can find a photo. You can cut these, you know, and use them. It's too big. I had the perfect photo over here. I don't know what happened to it. I really don't. Anyway, today has been a mess. But anyway, you can like use it as a backing for a photo. This is still too big, but whatever. And you can like cut them to size so they don't have to stay this long. You can cut them. You can cut them long ways and make like shorter, like, you know, less wide strips type of thing. So you could do anything with these. These are just, you could do absolutely anything you could possibly think of. You can do with these. So that's basically what that comes down to, is you could do anything you want with them. I think they're cool for many reasons. You know, they're just cool. Like you could put it in a page in your journal and make it like a flip page. You know, obviously you'd not make it so long if you were going to do that, where it just kind of was sewn into the top of a page and have it flip up or whatever. You could do both sides, put the fabric on both sides. You could do all kinds of things with them. So, okay, I'm just going to take a piece of fabric that I have, or not fabric, I'm trying to find my cutter. A piece of, whatever you call it, scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper works. So I'm going to take a piece of scrapbook paper, and this video is going to be a little shorter than the other one because probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. And I'm just going to start gluing, and I use just Aleene's tacky glue, but of course you can use whatever kind of glue you want, really. I mean, you can use hot glue, but I would recommend, if you're going to use hot glue, not to be sewing it, because you're not going to be able to sew through hot glue. Once it's cured, you know, once hot glue is cooled off, it's, you know, hard, so you're not going to be able to sew through it. So I advise you to not use hot glue unless you're not sewing it. So you're basically just going to go through and make bunches of strips of different sized fabric scraps that you have. And I usually overlap the one a little bit, the one before it a little bit. Now, the original girl who, I don't know if she's the original one who actually started this. I have no idea. I just know that the girl that I saw doing the fabric was Roxy Carr 11, who I think her name is Roseanne or Roxanne. Roxanne or Roseanne. I don't know. Sorry. I apologize if you are her. I'm very sorry. That's a little short. I'm not going to make it that short, probably. But yeah, she's the one that I saw. You can use ribbon. That's another way to go, is to use some ribbon. I am going to be cutting these on both sides a little bit. So, and that's where the scrap, that's where yep. That's where the little patchwork hearts come into play, is from me cutting the fabric off of these. I ended up with the cute little hearts, the fabric for the hearts. And you know, you just randomly pick fabric. I don't care if it's frayed. I mean, if there's like, you know, I'll cut off some of the fray, but I don't care. It's supposed to look boho. Now also, well anyway, as I was trying to say, got sidetracked completely. The girl who I saw doing this, Roxy Carr 11, she used a piece of fabric as the backing, and she made it the full width of whatever her strips were. So if she had a piece of fabric that was this size, then her strips were only going to be this size. You see what I'm saying? And she glued them down and then she sewed them. The reason I'm doing it this way is because in my searching for about those little heart things, I also came across a video of Dawn from Let's Make a Mess, who did the similar thing but with paper. She did a paper scrap, but she did it like I'm doing it here, where she had a strip of paper and then she used paper across and it hung over either edge. Well, I, in my head, melded the two together, not purposely, because after I was filming and I made these here, I realized when I went back and looked at their video that I melded the two together, kind of. So, but I kind of like that I did that, because I meant to put this on the other way. I I like to have the fray stick up onto the next. Like, you have to think about when you're laying it down. If I would have had it turned around, this little scallop would have gotten covered up by the next piece of material. So anyway, I like the way I'm doing mine. Like, I like that I've got, I'll save that for later since I already did that one. I'm happy with the fact that I'm doing these little strips because, or that I'm doing it on a strip of paper like this. I kind of like it because, I don't know, it's like an accident because I didn't mean to do it that way, but it kind of turned out pretty cool because I like the movement that I get on these when it's hanging off the edge. I like this movement that I get where hers are exactly the size of the paper. So let's say the paper was wider and it was tacked down completely. You don't get this little foofy edge that I like. So I didn't realize that I liked it until I did it type of thing. So I'm happy that I screwed up, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because it turned into being, it's just the way I like it. I mean, nothing wrong with the way she did it at all, obviously. But anyway, but you can do it however you want. I'll put the link to both of their videos. Well, I'll put the link to race car. Nope, that's not it. My God, Roxy Car 11. And I'm also in the very next video that I do, I'm going to be making the paper ones that Dawn did from Let's Make a Mess. So you'll get to see those. So hold tight for that because I'll be doing that in the very next video because I know this is going to take a few minutes, so I didn't want to try to do both at once in one video because, you know, it's already going to take a little while to do. I mean, it doesn't take that long, honestly. You could sit in front of the TV and do it. Just have a basket with your scraps, a pair of scissors, and some glue, and you got it, you know, no problemo. I'll probably use that in a little bit. I'm going to use different colors. I wish I had more than orange squares. I want some, ooh, maybe some red. Here we go. Piece of red, what do you call it? Ribbon. Red ribbon. So don't forget to mix in your ribbon, or if you have lace scraps and stuff like that, like I have this, which I'll put right here because that's cute. Ooh, the only problem with this is, no, I won't put that because if I'm going to leave it hang off the edges, it's going to fray. That kind will fray. So we're not going to do that. Let's see. What do I got over here? Oh, I know. I got a piece of, where'd it go? Piece of denim. Now that would look cute with a piece of lace over it. See, that would look cute like that. So what I'm going to do is glue it over the denim itself and a little bit to there in hopes to get it to stick. And then I can just stick the rest down. That's kind of cute. And then I could put another piece here. Let's see. I'm trying. I don't mind using the same fabric twice. I just don't want to use it right next to each other. You know, like not directly next to each other. Let's see, got some purple. This is getting too pink and purple over here. I'm not going to show you the sewing part because it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, I don't think I need to show you that necessarily. At least I don't feel the need to show it to you. I think you guys understand how to, if you're going to sew it and you know how to use a sewing machine, I have a feeling you know how to do it where I don't have to show you. Well, maybe that wasn't the best fabric for that. No, it's not, because it's not going to fold up properly on the edges. It's just going to want to pop out. Bad choice of fabric. We'll use this strip. See, I don't have a ton of really cool fabrics, fabric scraps. I have some pretty basic stuff that I've gotten over the years. Here's something I can use. Either people have given me or I've had from the few fabric things I've done. Oh, my nose is itching so bad it won't stop. Oh, good God. It's like I got a hair in my nostril that just will not, like, let up. You ever have that? It's very annoying. So anyway, I don't have like a crap ton of fabrics. I have what you see here, and it looks like a lot. And it's just mostly like, a lot of it's plain, like cotton type of sheet type of fabric. It's nothing special. I don't have a lot of really cool I know a lot, anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I'm sure you have better fabric scraps than I do to choose from. Most people do, especially if you do at all any light sewing. Most people have more fabric than I do. I don't have a great selection of fabric, and that's okay by me, but I'm just saying, you probably have a better, more extensive selection of fabrics than I do. Most people do. Let's see. Let's switch it up and put a little burlap in the picture. I've got this burlap ribbon. I try to keep my ribbons separate from my fabrics because they're in a different little container. using something like that, I'll sometimes tack it to the other piece a little bit on the sides, just so it doesn't go all weird. But yeah, you can use any fabrics that you have lying around that you're not using for anything. And it doesn't have to be any kind of specific fabric. You can break out if you have lace. Like what she does, Roxy Car 11 uses mostly lace and trims. And she doesn't use scraps necessarily. She is actually taking out of her lace and trim collection to make them. You know what I mean? Like, so hers aren't specifically scraps, whereas that's the difference, I guess, between what I'm doing and what she's doing. Is she's doing more purposeful, using bits of her own trim. And I don't want to do that. Not because there's anything wrong with that, but because I usually have enough scraps to get me by. Because, you know, like I usually will want to use my scraps first before I'll cut into my actual. I don't want to use that one. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to use my scraps before I'm going to cut into anything. I forgot I have that. Somebody sent me that piece of cool ribbon. It's cute. Okay, this doesn't want to stick down. And before you sew this, you're going to want to let it completely dry. You're not going to want to sew it with wet glue. And you're going to want to make sure that your sewing machine can handle the amount of glue that you use. You know what I mean? Like, or your needle that you use. You want to make sure that it will go through even the dry glue. Do you know what I mean? Like some sewing machines, like for some reason, the needle that I'm using on this sewing machine, it's been taking a beating and I haven't changed it yet. I'll wait till the damn thing breaks, because it's been kicking butt. I've not had any problem with that needle, and I've been using the same needle. Then again, I mean, I haven't done a ton with it, but a lot of people say, oh, change your needle after every project. Well, I've done like, I don't know, a bunch of small projects with it, and I still haven't had to change my needle. I figure, well, I'll just wait until the needle breaks or isn't working anymore, or whatever, isn't stitching. Why take it out? I'm not wasting needles. I ain't got that kind of money to be wasting needles. So I'm just using the same needle. It's still working. It's still kicking. Haven't had a problem with it. I probably shouldn't use the silk on the last one because it's just going to continuously fray like a mofo. Because it's silk. Maybe I'll use this. This is silk as well, but it doesn't seem to fray as much. Why do every time I turn around, I have 9,000 things connected to my hands? Alright, let me find something else. What's this? Nope. There we go. I don't like to use something at the very bottom that is like very frayy at the bottom. I don't mind in the middles, but I don't know why. It doesn't, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. And this is a messy project, as in it is messy because you're going to get little bits of fabric all over the place. You're going to have yourself covered in bits of fabric. It can get frustrating at times to constantly be picking off tiny little things of fabric off of your shirt and your pants. Little annoying little bits are going to be everywhere in your craft room. So you're going to want to break out the vacuum when you're done. Because otherwise, you know, unless you don't care. I do though. Anyway, so here we go. This is our strip. It's a little too, you notice how, like, you don't want to do it too much over the edge because you notice how it's very saggy and floppy in a lot of areas. Whereas these here stay pretty straight out. They're kind of, they still have that movement, but they're not like just flopping like a wet fish. They're not just flopping over. So that's what we're going to do by cutting it and evening it up. And I found that doing it on this side, so I leave it about 1 inch to 1.25 inches off the sides, and I just go up the whole thing and cut. Which can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. You can use a rotary cutter. I don't know, I'll measure how much I left off the edge in a second, because I don't know. It might not even be 1 inch. It might be 3/4 of an inch. I'm not good at measuring. Have we met yet? Have you met me yet? Because, phew, I don't measure very well. But all of this good stuff right here, wait till you see. That's going to give us our patchy hearts. So that ain't going to waste. Oh, no, no, no. See, now look. See, now you got the movement without the dead fish look. Isn't that cool? Now it looks awesome. And then when you sew it and you add your sewing bits to it, then you get this little, if you use metallic threads like I did, then you get like this even more special look. But you can go further. Before I show you the little hearts, you can go further, and if you have like some here, if you have some little doilies, you can sew these on randomly, or the little fabric flowers. So you can do something like that. How cute is that? So you could do things like that by sewing those on, or putting flowers on it, you know, like regular paper flowers or fabric flowers. So like I have these cute and little cherry blossom flowers. I think Cheryl made these for me. Oh, I can't remember. My brain, I wish my brain worked, but I love these. I hoard them because I love them so much. These would look cute on the other one, actually. I might actually go and put these on because they are just too cute. But you can do stuff like that and, you know, put flowers on them. You can put all kinds of things on them. You can cut them to, you know, 2.5 by 3.5 and cut them and make ATCs out of them. Or if you want to make ATCs, get yourself an ATC card and do this style where you do it and then you cut around it. You cut off and you don't have them floppy on this. Like I cut around this anyway when I did it, so it was not directly next to the heart, you know what I mean? Like I left a little border of fabric. So that's definitely an option to make ATCs with. So there's tons of things you could do with these awesome fabric strips. You just got to use your imagination and have fun with it, for sure. I love them. I really do. I'm going to make a ton of them because they is fun. And I hope that you will also make some. But now we are going to make a patchwork heart or two with the leftovers. And all you need to do for that is I take any of the really long ones and cut them in half a second time so that they're more square shaped. and not super long. So I just go through, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but this way you get more pieces out of it. And then, this one can be cut. Just little bits. You just want the little bits. And then, if my scissors would stop getting stuck on everything, that would be brilliant. Okay, and then you take your glue and you just start in the middle. It sounds good, right? And you just start putting down pieces of your fabric, overlapping a little bit on the other side, you know, overlapping the last one that you did a little bit. And it's okay, they don't have to be completely 100% all four corners glued down, you know what I mean? Like, you can just do the basics and glue it down, because then that gives it a little movement as well. Ah, crap, I shouldn't have blown. That wasn't smart. Not a smart thing to do. That's okay. I was trying to blow the little string that was like there in my face. So yeah, this is what we're doing. You just keep loading it on there until you have the whole thing filled. I've got strings hanging everywhere. I could cut that one a little bit. Put it over here. And you can get the kids involved, you know. If they see you making the other one, you can give them all your scraps and tell them to make a patchwork heart. And then everybody's happy. The only trick is, when I get to the outside edge, I just make sure that there is overlap. So I make sure that whatever is by the outside edge overlaps the outside edge by at least a little bit, you know. So like if this piece of denim is going to go by the outside edge, I would make sure it definitely overlaps. You see, you want to make sure it's overlapping. Let me zoom you in a tad. I apologize for not being zoomed in, but I'm not good at working when I'm zoomed in. But anyway, so overlap. And then I could probably get this one to overlap over here some. Doesn't have to overlap a whole ton, just like a little, just enough. Just enough so that you can cut a slight little edge around it. Same thing with your V area of your heart. And it's a bit tedious, but it works. And then if I have some other smaller pieces of fabric that I have laying around, I'll usually grab them as well and throw them in, because they're not something I can use for my, you know, maybe I can't use so much of the, or use them because they're so little, that I grab them and throw them in for my little scrap parts. My little quilted patch hearts. I don't know what the hell they're called. Pick a name. Any name. I don't know. I just know they're cute. And they make me happy. And they are adorable. And I've got glue and fuzz at the end of my glue bottle. Nice. They're just boho patch hearts. That's what they could be called. Boho patch hearts. Because, yeah, they is cute. And they stick to your finger. If things like that frustrate you, then this is not for you. Because it frustrates me, and I'm doing it anyway. Frustrates me to have things stuck to my finger. That's the one thing. That's where I draw the line. Like, I can handle a lot. A lot of things don't bother me. I don't mind having glue on my hands as long as it's like not lumpy bumpy. As long as I can still function. But where I draw the line is when I have glue and then string, or glue and then little bits of things. Then I don't like it so much. Not so much. It frustrates me. Why does this stuff not like to stick down? It's not very nice. I need my little spatula because I don't want to have to hold it down with my finger. So then it's just going to be stuck to my finger. But I need to give it a second because this little piece of material, it's just, never mind. I can't be bothered. I draw the line on that too. Having to sit there and waste my time playing with things I don't want to play with makes me unhappy. I also draw the line at having glue under my nails. I don't like that. Like that I don't appreciate. I don't care if my hands are dirty, just don't put it under my nails. That's not a good place. And it's almost time for me to get some more Aleene's tacky glue because I'm running out. That is not a good thing. Not a good thing. Do 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 do. Let's see. Okay. Well, hair, one of my hairs. I think I need one more piece over here. It'll work. There's a little bit of yellow showing. Okay, and it looks messy right now. However, when you trim it, and I'm not going to keep these trims, I draw the line at that. I don't draw the line at much. I usually will keep pretty much anything I can keep, but I draw the line at that. And you're going to cut it as close to the paper as the shortest piece of trim that's hanging over is. So engage it by that, really. And I should have my glasses on because I can't see. Come on, scissors. Get off. And voila. That is a really cute. Oh, were you able to see the whole time that I was cutting that? Because again, I have it zoomed in, so therefore that means I'm going to go off camera. I don't know why that thing slides back. I try to keep it at the edge. Anyway, adorable. And now it's really, really cute. Now I would take it to the sewing machine and I would stitch around it. And then you can add like a little quote on it and you got a boho patchwork heart. So, these are the things that you can do with your awesome scraps and the scraps of the scraps. If you want to get complicated, you can do the scraps of the scraps and make hearts with the scraps of the scraps. Now you can iron it if you got a couple pieces that are unruly, but I don't care. It doesn't bother me. So, go ahead and make yourself some cute little boho fabric strips. I don't know what they're really called, but they were calling them fabric, what were they calling them? Fabric snippets or something? But I don't know, I renamed them for my own sake. I liked calling them boho fabric strips and boho patch hearts. Something like that. Whatever it says in the description is what I called them. Or not the description, the title. Whatever you see in the title, that's what I ended up calling them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will give it a try because it is a lot of fun and is really easy and it's super cute. And you end up with really cute things like this and like this. These are so cute. I really like the hearts, and I don't know, I like them all. I like the strips. They make me happy. I kept the little sewed phrase, like the little threads. I cut them just a little short just so they're sticking out here and there. I like that, but you don't have to do that. Obviously, you can cut yours as short as you want. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do it this way. There's 1,000 things you can come up with, and people will come up with to do yours. You can, add some sparkle by putting some stickle dots on it. Same with the hearts. You can, I don't know, do whatever your heart desires. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. And yeah, put pictures in the Pink Poodle Pack Creative Playground Facebook group if you don't mind. If you do make these, please put some pictures of yours. And stay tuned for the very next video that you'll see from me. And we were going to do it with paper scraps. And it's a lot of fun and it's very cool. So hopefully you will stay tuned for that, which will be in the very next video. So anyway, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And also check out my Patreon, which is in the link. Yep. In the description below, there will be a link to my Patreon where we are doing live classes, and these are all things we're going to do in thank you to the people who are being patrons and supporting my channel. We're going to do live classes. They're going to get art, all kinds of things. They have a special Facebook group where I'm going to do little live streams and stuff like that. So if you would like to be a part of that and support my channel, then please go to the link below and check it out. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy this. Also, the link to the regular Pink Poodle Pack Creative Playground group is below as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Make sure you have a great rest of your week and do what you love and love what you do and be nice to people. And I'll talk to you later. Have, I was going to say have a good 4th of July. I don't know why 4th of July is completely over. Have a good day. I'm out of it. It's hot in here. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.